Hello and good afternoon to each and every one of you. Today I have a word concerning um, the danger of religion given to me by the Lord. But first, I want to thank you guys for joining the broadcast, and I ask you to please share this video with somebody that you know have been going through this. This is going to help you. This is going to help bless your life because it blessed my life. I did not know this. This was actually something given to me at the last minute because I was getting ready to jump on here and do a video, and it was going to be totally different. But when I clicked start and I began to talk, the Lord gave me a word concerning religion, and I was like, okay, let me go look up what he is saying because I like to understand what the Lord is saying. So, in studying this, y'all, this literally like blew my mind. It's gonna open up. It's gonna literally open you up to what's been happening to you, because it did me. In just that little time that I studied not too long ago, this literally like made me see what has really been happening in my life. And so this is why I ask you to please, if you know of anybody, this is not about getting likes, this is not about getting somebody to follow me or nothing like that, because honestly I don't want you to follow me. I want you to follow Christ, the Christ in me, right? So it's not about me becoming popular, no, nothing like that. But this is about me helping somebody who I can help with my testimony. The things that we go through is not for us. It's for somebody else, to help someone else to be able to overcome the very same thing that you had to deal with as well. So when we look at tests and trials, we look at it as, oh, this is happening to me. This is happening to me. Like when we're in that moment, we're hurting, and not taken away from, that it did happen to you, because it did happen to you, but it also happened for you, right? So, and I give that credit to Apostle Khadijah. I give that credit by how I just said that it happened to you, but it also happened for you. I love when she said that, and I got it. But anyway, so listen, I'm going to first begin to give you a little bit of my background of why I'm so this is personal to me. Let's put it like that. This is personal to me. When I talk to you on different things on this platform, it's because it is personal to me. And God actually called me to this, to be able to help someone to learn the what the enemy meant for evil, God would turn it around for your good. That's basically why I am here. But go ahead on to say this, to make a long story short. So I grew up in church, and you will hear me say this many of times on this broadcast. This is not for the ones that know me, but this is for the ones that don't know me, and trying to get to know, okay, who is she? Where she come from? What's she about? What, how do she feel like she can help me? This type of thing, right? So I like to give a little bit of background about me, because like when we go and work for somebody, right? If you get a job and you go to work for somebody, the first thing they do is check your background. They check your background to see like what makes her or him qualified for this job. Let me see what she done did in her life to see that why I should choose this person to, help me. And that's basically all it is. This is why I give you my background. Also to help you to understand too that I get it. I get it. I get exactly, for the people who are going through or who will go through the same thing that I have gone through. I get it. And I want you to know that I get it. So my background is, I grew up in the church, and might as well say, because I was like 12, 13 years old when I first got in the church with my mom. Pentecostal background. I did come from Baptist when I was with my dad, but I grew up with two different parents, like in two different homes. Let's put it like that. Not two different, but two different homes. And because I grew up in two different homes, it was like two types of religion that I was introduced to. But my mom at first was also in Baptist, but then when she moved, you meet people and they introduce you to, the Lord, and this is how she got in Pentecostal through my aunt. Okay. So, my sister and I stayed with my dad for a while because it was a custody joint thing. And we was to stay with my dad for 2 years. We was to stay with my mom for 2 years. So my dad got us first. We lived with him for 2 years, but my dad acted like he did not want us to go back with my mom. So we was like runaway kids. We was like runaway kids. Like we left, because like what girls don't want to be with their mother. So we left. We did end up getting back with my mom because she stood up for us that time. Make a long story short. And so we started going to church with my mom, and we would see people like rolling on the floor, in the church. We would see people like, doing the holy dance. We would hear people speaking in tongues, things like that. And we'd be sitting there laughing like, what the world? I really felt like they was crazy. Like, honey, I don't know if I want to be here or not type of, story or whatever like that. And my mom would hit us like, y'all stop laughing or whatever like that. So the more we went, the more we got into the church, the more we went to church, it started to become a norm to us. At first it was not normal, but it started to become a norm. And, to an extent, I liked it, what I was seeing, because it was something totally different that I was not, that I never knew about. I never heard God spoke about in such a way, you would go to church and in Baptist, you would still see people like the preacher say, don't do this, don't do that. But, the next thing once you leave out of church, they right back, they smoking, they drinking, they partying, they doing sleeping with women, all this different kind of stuff, but they stand up in church telling you not to do it, right? So Pentecostal was a little bit different than what I was used to. So in this church, we we had a youth leader, the pastor, the first lady, so forth, so on, the order of the church. And so our youth leader, who was awesome with us, would take us and, pray with us. We was in the choir, different things like that. And she would do like, different things with us, which was awesome. I never seen anything like it. I can say we were some powerful young peoples at the time. And so we started growing up. Now, everything was fine when I first got in the church, but it started to change. I started to see change, but still not knowing, because I'm a child, still not knowing like this is control and manipulation, type of stuff. So the church I came out of, like I said, was Pentecostal, and they had these bunch of rules where you couldn't wear pants. The church, your dress had to be a certain length, like it had to pass your knees or be to the floor. You couldn't wear makeup. You couldn't wear earrings. What else? You couldn't go to the movies with your boyfriend. Like, it was none of that. A bunch of rules and regulations given by the church, right? So one day I came to church and I had a short sleeve shirt on. Was showing nothing, but I had a short sleeve shirt on. So when I came into the church, the first lady came back where I was, and she was like, tapped me on my shoulder like, hey, I'm gonna have to take you back home. And you're gonna have to change shirts because that is not ladylike to wear a short sleeve shirt to church. That hurted my feelings so bad because I was not showing. The only thing that was showing was my arm, but I was not showing anything like under here, no bra, no nothing, no nothing. So it got so bad that they would like start talking about my skirts because I didn't come out of skirts. I mean, come out of pants because God told me to come out of pants, or I was condemned for wearing pants. I came out of pants because an apostle, a man, would always tell me that if you don't come out of them pants, you going to hell. So it literally like scared me up because he was saying this to me, and I didn't want to go to hell. I was trying to live the life, but my wardrobe that I had on, it was too much for them. Now me, I always had like a coat bottle shape. Like I always had the butt, the hips, you can't hide that. No matter how you try, I can put on the biggest dress and still my butt is showing. Like you can't hide that. Like it's there, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. It's there. But they would be talking about my clothes, you dress too tight, you like, I mean, it was all y'all. It was terrible. It was terrible. And so it was nothing about God love you. It was nothing about who you is in God. It was nothing about none of that. It was always like a bashing type of thing. And so it really just made me feel like God did not love me. I couldn't do it. It made me feel like I could never do anything right. Like, even when I tried, even when I read my Bible every day, when I prayed every day, no matter what type of clothes I had on, when I really loved the Lord in my heart, that still was not good enough. It was all about the way I look. Then I would have sisters like speaking things like, oh, you got that shape now, but you wait till you have babies and things like that. You're going to get big, all this different type of stuff. Like y'all don't understand what that stuff does to people. It hurts people. And, it caused me to feel like I just couldn't do anything to please God, as I said. So, that's a little bit about my background. I'll be giving you more as we go, but this is religion. And this is what religion do. They tell you that if you leave their church, you're not saved, you're going to hell. It was all about hell all the time. All the time. You never heard about God, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whomsoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. You never heard what the cross was about. Like, what did Jesus really do on the cross for us? I never heard such messages, but because I sat in that church, the things that they taught, I believed because I was a babe in Christ at the time. I was a babe who wanted to be taught, who was hungry and thirsty after righteousness. So anything they teach, I took it as that. I thought it was correct. I thought it was right. I didn't know any better. Just like babes who come into the church now, you don't know no better. You don't understand, what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. And this is where we have to be taught. This is where we have to be taught right from wrong. This is called discipling God's people. But because people take it literal of thinking that they own you and thinking that God put them here for you to own you and to make you do something, because that's pretty much what it was. Like, I'm gonna make you do what I want you to do. Basically, like just trying to hammer something in somebody's head. I'm trying to get this knowledge into your head. I'm trying to, I'm doing this myself and I'm thinking it's God. And it was pretty flesh. So when I did, wind up leaving the church after all that happened, like, goodness, like, y'all, you can go back and hear my testimony on other videos, but like, y'all, it was pure the wickedness. And so the Lord, when I got on not too long ago, and God spoke a word to me concerning religion, and I went to study it, and I saw, like, oh my God, this is my life. This is my life. And this is what has happened to me. So what the Lord began to speak to me, he spoke the word institutionalize me. So religion institutionalize people. Institutionalize means to cause a custom, practice, law, etc. to become accepted and used by many people. So basically, they out here like recruiting people to be on their side. People that is like them, that talk like them, that sound like them, that look like them. Like the Bible said, it's a replica. Like, they are duplicated. They are clones of each other. You can go back and look at that video as well, what I did. They are clones to each other. They look like each other. They sound like each other. They mock each other. Like, it's an ongoing thing that they are out here doing, trying to get you to trying to convert you pretty much into who they want you to be and not who God wants you to be. So it's called institutionalize. Now, I'm about to help somebody because this helped me. So also, institutionalize means to put someone such as a mentally ill person in an institution. So if I'm being institutionalized by religion, that means, okay, if they trying to convert me to their belief, trying to make me think how they think, look how they look, speak how they speak, like I said, replica, a clone, trying to turn me into a clone. This is what this stuff do mentally. They gotta mess with your mind. It messes with your mind. And you don't understand that when something gets here, this is why God tells us to guard our heart. The heart that God is talking about, what we feel, think, see, taste, touch, smell, where our emotions at, all of that. This is what God is talking about. This is your heart, not this heart in your chest. This is the heart that God is talking about. So when God say, guard your heart, he's talking about make sure you understand what's going in your mind. Make sure you listen to what somebody is saying to you, because it's going in your mind and it's getting in your heart and it's causing you to be able to feel a certain way. It's going to change in your emotions to the way they want you to feel, the way they want you to see, the way they want you to think. This is what it's doing, and it's messing with you mentally here. It messes with the mind. That is called institutionalized. Mentally, people who are institutionalized, they are mentally, like, something is mentally wrong. Psychologically wrong. And so those people have to be retained. They have to be locked up. They can't go, everywhere, because these people can kill you without feeling any emotions. They can hurt you some type of way without feeling any emotions, because they are mentally distraught. They are mentally gone. And so religion messes with your mind. As I said, it messes. It is meant to mess, because an idle mind is the devil workshop. And so if I can get your mind, I got you. Proverbs 4:23 said, out of the heart comes the issues of life. Everything out of here, out of your mind, the way you think, see, This is where it all begins at, in the mind. And so if I can get your mind, I got you. The mind is the whole man. It's the whole body. Nothing down here matters. Nothing from the nape area down matters. It's this. I got to get in here and mess with you mentally and emotionally. I got to get in here and I need to destroy your mind. I need to convert you to the way and make you see the way I want you to see and think. There's a conversion happen, like the Lord himself converts us over to him. Conversion means to convert. To be ye transformed by the renewing of what? Your mind. This is why they come for you and say things out, because he said out of the mouth. The mouth is powerful. The tongue is powerful. This little pink thing in here will get you in trouble. You can speak. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. I can speak life into somebody and I can speak death to somebody. I can kill somebody physically and mentally with my mouth and emotionally. I can make you go jump off a bridge by the way I speak something. I can make you think that you're not good enough. I can make you think that God didn't really call you. It's a conversion. They want to convert you over to their way of thinking. And it comes from here. Because the mind is the whole man. The heart. Will I feel what I feel everything at? In my mind, what I'm feeling everything at. How I see is detected how I'm going to feel. What I hear goes from my ears to my mind. And so the way I hear things or the way I perceive things is the way I'm gonna react to it. And this is why it's a constant fight for your mind. And then it says religion puts fear in your heart. And then the other morning, God gave me the word timid, which means fear. Actually, let me look it up and show you. Okay, timid means showing a lack of courage or confidence, easily frightened. You are easily frightened. You lack courage. You are afraid. You are fearful. You become shy. You get quiet. It's to intimidate, because that's all it is. It's to intimidate you. This is why people are constantly coming after people who are telling the truth, because their job is to intimidate, because they are intimidated. And I'm going to show you what intimidation is in a few minutes. It's to cause you to be quiet. Timid. It's to cause you to be quiet. You become panicking. You become nervous. They want to terrorize you. This is what the enemy does. And the Bible says we wrestle not in Ephesians 6, starting at the 10th verse. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness, rulers of darkness, principalities in high places, powers and principalities in high places. They want to they want to intimidate you. I'm sorry. They want to shut you down. They want to shut your mouth. Just like they tried to do Peter and John. They wanted them to be quiet talking about Jesus. Shut up. I don't want you telling nobody about your Jesus. I don't want you telling nobody about what he can do, what he did, and all of that. Propaganda. I want to control what you say, how you feel, how you think, which is witchcraft. All they do is speak words, hurtful words. Institutionalizing you in your mind. Trying to get you to think and be how they want you to be. Let's see. So timid in verse is 2 Timothy 1:7. For God did not give us a spirit of fear. Timid means fear. But a power and a love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. They want to close your mouth. They threaten John and Peter. If you don't stop telling people about your Jesus. But the thing is, the sad part, well, not the sad part, but the good part about it is when the man was healed, they couldn't deny that because people were seeing it. And this is why you have to let your word speak for itself. You have to let what God do through you speak for itself. You don't owe anybody an explanation about what God called you to do. The miracle, signs, and wonders will be there. You can't deny that. They can't deny that. They couldn't deny that the healed man was standing right there. They couldn't deny it. But their job is to put fear, instill fear inside of you. Put fear in your mind, which is control. Hold on, I'm trying to go back to, I got to go back to Matthew 23. Here we go. So I'm going to read that after I get finished. And then when I looked up institutionalize, again, it says to commit a person to confinement. Now, this is where it's about to hit the fan. Oh, Jesus, I can't even talk. Institutionalization, institutionalize means to commit a person to confinement. What does confinement? So, of course, I'm going to go look up confinement. What does confinement means? Confinement means to imprison. Wait, let's see what imprisonment means. In prison. Prison. Okay. So in prison means captivity, confinement, basically to detain. Imprisonment in the mind. That's what he's talking about. Incarceration. Meaning when you're incarcerated, you are behind bars. You can't go anywhere. You are held hostage. You are held hostage in your mind. It's the mind, y'all. It's the mind that these people are after. You are held hostage. You are in captivity. You can't go to the left. You can't go to the right. You can't think how you want to think. You can't see things how you want to see. You can't speak what you want to speak. That is captivity. You are caged. You are in a cage. Like, think of a cage. If I put an animal in a cage, that animal can't get out unless I allow it out, unless I let it out. That's the only way you're going to be able to get out, if I let you out. That is detaining a person. This was so powerful to me. Detain is to keep someone from proceeding, holding back, hold back, to delay, to hold up, to retard. Because when you understand, when you see people who are mentally retarded in their mind, that means you are held hostage in your mind. You slow them up. It's a setback. You hinder. You keep someone in official custody, typically for questioning about a crime or in political sensitive situation. So you hold them hostage. That's pretty much what that is. When I detain a person, I withhold a person. I restrain a person. And we know when we in restraints. I don't have anything in here, but like, if I put my hands in my shirt, if they put my hands in my shirt like this is how they be in the mental hospital and things like that, with your hand in your shirt, and you right here, your arms is not out. Like, they are restraining you. Or when your hands are tied to a bed, that's restraint. Or you're in handcuffs, that's a restraint. Telling you can't go anywhere. You are in bondage. You are in bondage. They want you to be in bondage. The Bible said, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. Jesus died for you. And he rose on the third day for you and I. For you to be free. For me to be free. It says enslavement and captured. They be trying to capture you. And they be trying to get you in their little groups. It's basically like the KKKs. It's an occult. Religion is an occult. It's an occult. Let's look up what an occult is, because I want y'all to know everything. An occult is supernatural, mystical, or magical beliefs, practices. That's what an occult is. Of environment or relating to supernatural, mysticals, or magical powers. To cut off from view by interposing something. So I'm posing something on you. Like I said, it's like the KKKs. And this is where you have to give sacrifice. You got to sacrifice something. That's what these people do. And they're using religion as a cover up, because religion by God is a good thing. You have a good religion and a bad religion. And so their religion, man-made religion, let's get that right. Man-made religion is not of God. It is not of God. Man-made religion is to put you in bondage. Snare. It's a snare. It's so many secrets. Ain't that what an occult is? Isn't that what an occult is? They keep secrets. They don't want certain people in their groups. You can't, If you telling the truth, you can't be over here. So they try to convert your beliefs. That's all it is, conversion. Trying to be Jesus, trying to play God in your life. That's all it is. When somebody try to convert you, they're trying to play God in your life. Confinement as well means the state of being forced to stay in a prison or another place which you cannot leave. So when these people are retained in the mental institutions, that means they can't go out when they want to go. You cannot leave the facility without permission, unless one of your relatives or whoever come get you. But your relatives put you in there because they don't want nothing to do with you because they think you're crazy. That is the real reason why people put people in mental institution, because they were like, oh, we can't do anything with them. They crazy. I'm scared they might kill me or shoot me or hurt me or, whatever like that. And this is why people are in these institutions. They are mentally distraught. They are hostage. They are a hostage in their minds. And this is why you know that people like that can be delivered as well. This is how you know that it's a demon. That's how you know it's a demon. Because it's something that is controlling you. Whether it's a person or a spirit. But spirits are a person. Manipulation. The first word in manipulation is man. Man. Manipulation. Man manipulating you. Man controlling you. So the devil is a male. An angelic male. Something is controlling you, controlling your mind mentally. Something is controlling you. Those people are not themselves. When somebody kills somebody and shoots somebody and stabs somebody, those people are not in control. It's a substance that is in control, whether it's drugs, pills, things like that, whether it's that, but it is another substance, which is a demon. That's why smoking drugs is a demon. You can go to other places. You can be in your mind. You don't have to think for yourself. The drugs is thinking for you like that. Listen. Like that little girl say, listen, Linda. I'm just playing. Y'all, listen. This is why you have to guard your heart. Guard your heart. So, restriction, the practice or act of keeping something as an activity with certain boundaries. So you are not to go outside the boundary. If it's boundary set, then it's certain things you just can't do. It's certain things you just can't say. Is they made up rules. So restriction puts limitations on you. It isolates you. It's segregation. Just like segregation with the KKKs, because that's what they was, the white supremacists. That's all it is. It's to limit you. And the black people don't know that. It's to limit you. It's to keep you from moving forward. It's to keep you limited in your mind. It ain't to limit you. It's to limit your mind. When your mind is limited, you are limited. Because you is your mind. Everything is here. It's in the mind. It's the mind. This is why they did slavery. I want to control your mind, your thinking. So you can't go nowhere. You can't do anything. Religion. Segregation is a religion. It's a religion. Or better yet, white supremacy is a religion. Religion is nothing but beliefs. It's beliefs. So you can make anything a religion. This is why they got all kinds of religion out here. Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, what they call that? Oh Jesus. Oh Lord, what these folks is, honey? The ones that worship Mother Mary, Catholics. What the ones that come to your door. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't call them all right now because there's too many of them. But this is why God is not part of that. The Bible said, be ye holy for I am holy. That's the real religion. God is holy. That's the real religion. That's a lifestyle. That is not a religion. It's a lifestyle. The way you live. This is why you got to know the Bible for yourself. Know God for yourself. Have a relationship with him for yourself. Okay. Then, and I'm about finished. Let's see. Restriction limits your freedom of action or choice. It limits your freedom of action or choice. Yeah. Yeah. And then limitations keep you within certain boundaries, as I said earlier. It keeps you within certain boundaries. Y'all, I wrote this down. I'm gonna keep this. I wrote it down. Listen, I wrote all this stuff down. I wrote it down, honey, so I can keep it. I got it here with me, so I can read this over and over and over again. And it's on video. Institutionalize. This is exactly. God is so amazing, y'all. He is so amazing. When I'm about to do that video, God wanted me to help his people to be free. He done gave us a word. He gave us a word because I needed that. I really needed that. And I pray that this helps somebody to be free, to become you, to be you. Because when you are being led by somebody else other than the Holy Spirit, you are not you. You become somebody else. And then you start not liking that person. Man, I don't like who I become. This is not me. And you feel it because it is not you. They start bringing these different spirits, because if you start accepting the words that they say over your life, it brings those different spirits into your life. Spells is just spoken words. And let me read this real quick. I forgot. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for reminding me. Let me read this really quickly. Religious fashion shows. That's what it's called in the Message version. Now Jesus turned to address his disciples along with the crowd that he gathered with them. The religion scholars and Pharisees are competent teachers in God's law. You won't go wrong in following their teachers on Moses. So he's saying when they talk to you about the 10 Commandments, because really that's all they talk about. If they want to talk to you about the 10 Commandments, it's not wrong because the law is correct. But be careful about following them. God warns us against following people, human and man-made laws, man-made rules, man-made anything man-made. God warns us against man-made things. We are all mere man. That's why you got to know the Bible. Test the spirit. This Bible and my other Bible. But test the spirit. This is how you test the spirit. By going in the word to see if it's in the word. What they told you, go see if it's in the word. Do it align with the word. Because God is not going to tell you anything wrong. And God is not going to go against his word for nobody. They talk a good line, but they don't live it. That what they talking about, their life is not that. Their everyday life, they feuds don't line up with what they talking about. They commit adultery, they commit fornication, they in sexual immorality, they lying, they cheating, they stealing, they doing it all. All the works of the flesh. You see it in their life, in operation in their life. That's how you can tell who is of God and who is not of God. Look at their life. But a lot of people can hide behind this computer. And, you know, they can tell you what they want to tell you on social media. But you still can test the spirit by the word. You still should be able to tell who a person is by their words. Okay, it says, they don't take it into their hearts and live it out in their behavior. So what's in the heart? What's in the heart comes out. You're gonna speak it. What's in that heart, in that mind? It's gonna come out your mouth. This is why they put a little bit of the truth and then the rest of it be lies, because they really don't know what the spirit is saying, because the spirit of God, of Christ, is not speaking to them. It's divination, and that gonna come out. You can't hide that. You cannot hide that. It all spit and polished veneer. Instead of giving you God's law as food and drink by which you can banquet on God, they package it in bundles of rules. It ain't nothing but a bunch of rules, loading you down like pack animals. They treat you like animals. They seem to take pleasure in watching you stagger under these loads and wouldn't think of lifting a finger to help. So they weigh you down with all these rules, pretty much what God is saying. They weigh you down with all their man-made rules, and they see you pretty much you're suffering in silence, and you're having a hard time. They see all of this, but they the one did it. They know why you like that. That's why they mess with your mind in the first place, because they know why you like that. Their lives are perpetual fashion shows, embroidered prayer shawls one day and flowering prayers the next. Honey, they got these long prayers, and honey, you see them, baby, can pray. They say they can pray down a house, but the prayers is hitting the ceiling and coming back down because the show God ain't hearing it, because it's a fashion show. It's all about a bunch of words. Who can say the best words? Who can pray the best? Who can preach the best? It's all about that. It's never been about God. Who can cast out a demon the best? This is why you see everything in the church on social media. Nothing is private anymore. People with the eyes rolling back in their head, honey, on camera. Help us, Lord. Oh God, y'all, like, listen. No, this is me all day. When it comes to God, I don't play. I don't play when it comes to my Father. And you ain't finna be sitting up here lying and got these folks, paying these folks to roll their eyes back in their head, honey, acting like stuff is real. Y'all better be careful what you're looking at. They love to sit at the head table at the church dinners, basking in the most prominent position, preening in the radiance of public flattery, receiving honorary degrees, and getting called doctor and reverend. Reverend, Dr. Son. So, hey, oh, this is Dr. Juanita Bynum. This is Dr. Valerie Monroe. This is Dr. I'm Dr. Doctor is Doctor. I'm not the apostle anymore. I am not the prophet anymore of the gifts that God gave. I'm above that. I am Dr. So. I'm doctor. So do not call me an apostle, a prophet, an evangelist, or a pastor or a teacher. Don't call me that. Call me doctor or reverend. But we don't reverend anybody but God. I don't reverend nobody but God. If it's not in the word, Sarita ain't saying it. Ain't. I don't made it a word. Ain't saying it. I am not saying it. Okay. And they chairs have to be. Have y'all ever seen the movie Coming to America, where the king and the queen, they got their chair on opposite ends? Like the king is on one side, the queen is on the other side, and everybody else, you are least important. So you sit in the middle of the table, but the king and the queen gonna sit at the edge of at the end of the table, because we are more important, baby. We own this kingdom. We own this kingdom. This is exactly what they be doing. This is exactly what they be doing. They want you to think that they are more than you are, that they are better than you are. And I I spoke a message on whitewashing yesterday. Go and look at that message. Baby, listen. This is exactly what they be doing. Whitewashing. Want you to think that you are least or less than them. And I've seen this all during church. Like certain people can sit at certain tables. When we eat, when I was in the church, when we used to eat, only the ones with a title can sit at the table. The rest of us, we couldn't sit at the table. We had to sit at the other tables. But we couldn't sit with the important people. Oh yeah. Lord, yeah, this is me all day long. Like, listen, I just don't get down with foolishness. I really don't. Um Reverend Doctor. Don't let people do don't let people do that to you. Put you on a pedestal like that. You all have a single teacher. We got one teacher. Single means one. We got one teacher, and you are all classmates. Did y'all hear that? We are all classmates. Honey. So, and we all classmates. You know how in school they got from grades pre-K through 12, right? It ain't none of that. We're all classmates. We all, honey, in whatever grade God has us in, 12th grade. we all in the same grade. I'm sorry to tell you, but honey, you ain't no higher or no better than nobody. Well, he said we all gonna get the same pay. We gonna all get the same pay. Those that thought they was in the kingdom of God when they was out there in the field working, honey, thought because they came in or they was out there longer than the one that had just came in and thought they was supposed to get a better pay. The Lord said, y'all all gonna get the same pay. Y'all deserve the same pay. Ain't no big eyes and no little U's in Christ Jesus. We are all the same. I love it, y'all. Like, I love it. This is why you gotta know your word, because I get excited about the word. I really do. I get excited about the word. Don't set people up as experts over your life, letting them tell you what to do. Save that authority for God. Only God knows your life. That is what he's telling you. Save that authority for God. Don't put people on the pedestal to make them feel like they can tell you what to do. That's what he's talking about. Say that authority for God. No one else should carry the title of father. You have only one father, and he's in heaven. And don't let people maneuver you into taking charge of them. There is only one life leader for you and them, Christ. Christ is over the church. Y'all listen. I gotta get off of here. But y'all can go read Matthew 23 for yourselves. And that was the Message version. Y'all listen. Don't let people make you put them on a pedestal, make you put them higher than yourselves. Because when we go to say, oh my God, you so powerful. Oh my God, you so this. Oh my God, you're so that. Then guess what? They get lifted up in pride, because that's all that is. They start getting puffed up. As the word say, you start getting puffed up in pride. And can't nobody tell you nothing. You better than other people. You know more than other people. Like, God, help us, Jesus. I do not want that kind of spirit. I don't want that kind of spirit. You got to call me prophet so. You got to call me. No. Listen, I am a servant. I'm a student in the kingdom. I'm a student. This is what I call myself. I'm a student. That's what the Bible said. We classmates. So that's a student. We are students. I'm a student. I'm a servant of Christ. And so whether you acknowledge the gift that I carry, which the gift is just given so you can operate in that. It's not for you to be called that. You don't have to be called prophet. You don't have to be called pastor. You don't have to be called teacher. You don't have to be called that, because at the end of the day, you're going to operate in that. That's all that is. You just operate in that particular gift. For you, it's for order. For you to not come outside of that calling that God or Jesus himself have given you, which is the same person. That's it. That's all. Ain't nothing else to it. You can't you can't persuade God to do what you want him to do. It's not possible. All right, y'all. So if you like this video, again, as I stated in the beginning, please share with somebody that you know is at their lowest point in their life. Somebody that might want to commit suicide. Somebody that don't understand that they are fighting mentally in their minds. It's your mind. It's the mind. When you get this, when you fix this, when you allow God, because that's why he tells us lean not to your own understanding. Because when we lean to our own understanding, we think we know what's best for ourselves, and we don't. Share the video with somebody. Follow me as I follow Christ. Don't follow Sarita. Follow me as I follow Christ. Because Sarita can make mistakes. Sarita can mess up. Sarita can say something wrong. But the God in me is faithful and just to do exceedingly abundantly above all I can ever ask or think. Turn on your bell notifications. And until next time, I'll be talking to you guys later. Love you with the love of God. Bye.